Je vais vous dire quelques convictions. La première chose, pourquoi il fallait changer ce continent. Normalement, ce type de sommet aurait commencé par une rencontre entre les dirigeants français et africains, ou européens africains, et les dirigeants européens, français, seraient venus et auraient expliqué aux dirigeants africains, et après peut-être à la société civile, vaguement, on a bien regardé votre situation, voilà ce qui est bon pour vous, on va vous aider. Et je crois que c'est plus du tout ce dont l'Afrique a besoin et ce qu'elle veut entendre. Le président l'a très bien dit hier, il dit « Nous, on ne veut plus ça. On n'a pas besoin que vous nous aidiez. » Et ça tombe bien parce que nous, on n'a plus totalement les moyens non plus, si on est lucide. Et en plus, ça crée plein de tensions. On a toujours des polémiques à la maison. Les gens disent vous les aider, puis après, on a déjà tellement de problèmes, etc. Non! L'Afrique, elle est en train de réussir. C'est le continent le plus jeune au monde. C'est le continent qui a le plus de croissance au monde. Donc juste, l'Afrique, elle a besoin d'investissements pour être plus souveraine, Kate l'a très bien dit. Et nous, on a envie d'être des partenaires d'égal à égal, parce qu'en fait, on a exactement le même combat à mener en Europe. Et en vrai, c'est exactement ça qui se joue. Et on commence ce sommet Africa Forward en vous écoutant, vous, la jeunesse du continent africain, nous dire voilà mes rêves, mes ambitions, ce que je suis déjà en train de faire. Et nous, on vient en disant bah ok, nous, on a des investissements à faire, c'est intelligent pour vous, c'est bon pour nous, on le fait ensemble. Et nos défis sont jumeaux. Et nos défis sont exactement ceux que vous avez décrits, qu'il s'agisse de technologie, d'IA, de paiement, ou qu'il s'agisse, comme on dit aujourd'hui, d'industrie culturelle et créative, ou de récits, vous l'avez très bien dit, Acha, tout à l'heure. Et donc, au fond, quel est notre défi commun, Europe et Afrique? C'est de ne pas dépendre. This is this opposition between, consumer and builders. And it is exactly the same. Because a lot of solutions are made in the US or made in China. And when you speak about artificial intelligence, okay, a lot of us today are consumers. So I think we have a common fight, a common battle together of investment, which is to build our strategic autonomy for Europe and Africa. And if we build it together, we will be much stronger. So we need infrastructure. And this challenge of building infrastructure is exactly the same in Europe. Computing capacities. Okay, if we want to make infrastructure, let's invest. In order to do so, and this is a challenge, by the way, that Pres.Ruto is facing here and fixing, this is the energy challenge. No chance to build any AI infrastructure and computing capacities without energy. So we have to build much more energy facilities, renewables, nuclear, in order to deploy electrification of our common use in Europe, electrification for households and companies in Africa, but in order to build additional capacities and computing capacities, first challenge, and to build foundational models and companies on that. Everything, when we speak about infrastructure, is about sovereignty. And this partnership between Amini, Bull, and Foxconn, for me, is a perfect example of this sovereignty, this common sovereignty story. African, European, and Taiwanese company. All of us have to face this challenge of sovereignty and reducing our dependencies. So it's super smart. So let's rush on infrastructure. And it's true for AI, it's true for payment system, and I want to commend you for what you do with this Pan-African settlement system. I think it's super smart, and you're right to say that you are leading in terms of mobile payment, and we are very proud for Orange and some companies to be part of this game. The second key challenge we have to face together is about talents. In Europe, and especially in France, we do educate and train a lot of talents. Our key challenge is to provide jobs for them and to make sure that they stay and don't move. I have to say I was despaired a few years ago when I saw that so many talents of AI in Silicon Valley were in fact educated in France, data scientists or mathematicians. Now they are starting to come back because we have great leaders and we are building clearly the leadership in Europe of AI and quantum capacities. And it is exactly the same challenge in Africa. And you were right. You have to train more, and I'm super proud of what we are doing here with the investment of the French Agency for Development and the university to build on STEM and AI, new capacities, new partnerships with our best universities. And this is exactly what we want to do through the continent. How to educate and train more and more talents to make sure that they will be trained here in the best education system, with the best partnership, and they will stay and help the country to develop and help the continent to develop. And this is why we will expand these partnerships between our universities and the African universities. We will accelerate this trend of investment. And this is why I want to thank our companies to clearly accompany this work on Orange during this summit. We'll announce, thank you, Christelle, this 50 digital centers. I think this is extremely powerful, with 1 million young African people being trained through this Orange Digital Center by 2030. And a few years ago, we built Digital Africa, whose objective is to connect digital ecosystems. And this is part of this training capacities for your talents, but as well how to make sure that the ecosystem will enlarge